Welcome back to VUDU Garage. Today you join me in the dyno cell where just behind me there you'll see an ST225. Now obviously as it says in the name, these run 225 horsepower from factory. This car is actually standard bar the odd very small modification. It's come in, it's going to be here for probably around about 2 or 3 days, and hopefully it's going to be running around about 400 horsepower once it's finished. So you can imagine the level of work that's going to actually go into this car just to get it to that level from that standard form. So again, we're going to be doing everything from uprated RS injectors. We're going to be throwing an RS clutch in there as well. It's having a VUDU turbo, it's having loads of AirTech mods as well. So full mashings, it's going to be quite a lengthy process. Again, we're going to try and follow it as best as we can throughout the week. I think it's Elliot that's going to be working on the car, so no doubt we'll catch up with him at some point and obviously go through again the long list of modifications that is going into this car anyway. But yeah, we'll take a look around the motor itself. We'll obviously, again, as I've just said, follow the process, and then hopefully by the end of it we'll have 400 horsepower. We'll get it out on the road. They sound awesome anyway, but we're going to throw some pops and bangs in there as well. So it's going to set to be quite an exciting one. So make sure you stay tuned. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's go and take a look at the car itself. Right, so hiccup time. Now obviously there's plenty of these cars on the road now, and they've been on the road for quite some time. I mean, I don't know how old this one is. I think it's a facelift, so it's probably around about a 2010 model. It has become quite the battle to keep it in road legal form. Like the amount of obstacles we've come across with this car, I mean, we've just got under it and the suspension is knackered. The springs, there's coils snapped on them and everything, so it looks like it's going to be more of a battle to keep it in for an MOT than actually get it running some power. So as you can tell, the job's probably going to run on a little bit longer than expected, but again, nevertheless, we want to make sure that everything is tip top before we put our signature on it and it actually leaves the door. So again, yeah, a few other modifications that we're going to have to do to the car that we didn't necessarily anticipate, but yeah, it's again, it's going to be a long week, but it's going to be an exciting one once we've actually completed the car. So I think at the moment, again, Elliot's just rectifying the spring issue. Once we've done that, I believe it's time for intercoolers and stuff like that, and then it's bolt the big turbo on time. So again, let's go and have a little look around the workshop and see what's going on at the moment, and then I think you'll probably see us again in the dyno actually doing some testing on tuning. So let's go. obviously with this being a new product that we're offering, Nick's here to run us through some of the specifics So with this being one of the new VUDU turbos, Nick's here to run us through some of the spec of the turbo itself and obviously what's gone into this car to make it do the power that it's doing.
Give in! Shut up!
Why are you doing it in my bed?
This is actually my dressing down here! Yeah, and you can't even control it. These lot are running a mockery at place.
Obviously with this being the new VUDU product, we've brought Nick downstairs to run us through some of the spec of the turbo itself, supporting mods that we've actually put on the car, and a few more intricate bits, so over to you.
Right, okay, so we, as George has said, I mean, we've done a full feature video here and George has gone through a few bits already. I just thought I'd run through some of the more technical stuff and the reason why we are where we are, what injectors we've used, bits and pieces like that. So it's not that you don't know, mate, have faith. So the long and short of it is we went for a slightly bigger hybrid. I know this is called a Stage 4 in the Focus market, which is slightly different to the Fiesta Stage 3 if you like, but we've built a bigger hybrid turbo that consists of a K16 turbine wheel, much bigger billet compressor wheel, and some slightly different internals from the thrust bearings and things like that. It's almost the ultimate in what you can buy on a hybrid turbo unit before you decide to go over to an aftermarket performance turbo with a manifold and so on and so forth. The injectors in this car, usually on a hybrid you would use the RS injectors. Because this hybrid's so big and this customer at some point is going to build the engine, we decided to put a set of 650cc injectors in, which would then allow us to run a little bit more fuel in the future. When we decided to turn the turbo up, I mean currently it's over 390 horsepower and it's got a stock cap back on it, so once that's switched out we're going to see some fair gains again, and that's at low boost pressure, so it's only running 1.3 bar of boost at the moment. The turbo is capable of anything you want, 2 bar if you wanted, not that we'd recommend to run that on even on a built motor, but we can certainly turn it up from that point and we've got the injectors to match. I would expect to see, it's hard to say for sure, but I would expect to see up to 430 horsepower on that hybrid turbo. That's conservative, but you know, at the end of the day we don't want to over-promise and under-deliver on something. So yeah, as George has said, we'll give you a bit of a rundown. If you need any more information, feel free to call me or George and he can put you through to me and we'll go through all the technical stuff.
So in terms of other mods supporting wise, you've got what, intercooler?
Yeah, so it's got the Stage 4 AirTech intercooler on there, it's got the AirTech big boost pipe kit, you've got the plenum on there from AirTech again. The guys at AirTech have been really good with us, talking us through some of the add-ons that needed to be there to make sure that the car was safe. It's had a block mod done, it's yet to be a built engine and there's quite a lot of stigma around that, you know, there's certain limits before you start you know, destroying engines, but at the end of the day if you can torque manage the car so that this particular car's doing 375 feet-pounds of torque, which is about where you want to be on a stock block. It's the torque that bends the rods, not the amount of power that you run. So we've limited the torque and then we've tailed the boost off at the top end as well. So there is quite a bit still to come from this car yet. Certainly once the customer's decided to spend some money on the engine and gone for a 3-inch sort of downpipe back, we should be able to turn this up. I'd like to see it turned up to 1.5 bar, somewhere around there, see where we get to, but we're, you know, again, you're moving into the unknown at that point. We've not done it, so we don't say we have.
So again, as Nick's just mentioned there, it's a little bit of a learning curve for ourselves. There's going to be plenty more development work coming probably on this particular car itself. Again, John will bring the car back once we change the exhaust system out. But other than that, again, as always, we'll leave links in the description to the turbo itself, all the other mods that are on this car in particular. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment in the description below if there's any queries that you've got, any questions that you want to ask about this particular car or what we can do for other cars. But yeah, we'll leave the video there. So again, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.